Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Prostate Coalition with all of your usual cast members. Me, Alpha Sub, Ryan, Tyler, and your favorite Dr. Time Waster.
Oh, the favorite.
I'm going to go ahead and pass it. Yeah, the favorite. I mean,
True.
is that not true? I'm about to say.
You cooked.
Thank you.
Man, y'all at the top need to switch.
So let me go ahead and pass it over to that person, Dr. Time Waster. Get us started.
Thank you. Oh, that was a good introduction. I like that. Okay. Tyler, next time do that, okay? When it's your turn. Just praise me. No, thank you. Welcome everybody. Hello.
You can't out-sub the Alpha Sub.
There's also that. Yes, welcome everybody. Thanks for coming to the show. We are here today to continue our ongoing discussion of the answers to the origin of life. And we are answering the 5 most important questions in order to determine the origin of life. By reading this brochure that the Jehovah's Witness organization has published in 2010. So we are like, oh God, dear God. We're like halfway through. Okay. We will try and go as speedy as we can, but there's a lot to get through. So
we're getting there. We're getting there.
That's right. But yes, thank you for that beautiful introduction. Our normal host may have some difficulty talking today. So why don't you say hi to all the folks?
Hello, everybody. Do I sound good? Do you like this? Do I turn you on? Do I make you horny? Do I make you horny, baby?
So, our host Ryan has Freaky Friday with a 13-year-old boy.
Actually, you sound like one of the robots in Star Wars.
Oh my God, which one?
You sound like.
I think you sound like the opera singer on Fifth Element whenever she's just talking.
She sounds like
just talking.
That one.
She sounds like from Adam Sandler, Sevi, that Hanukkah animation he made, the little old man. That's what you sound like to me.
Thanks.
I think you sound beautiful.
You're real for that.
I originally said ethereal, like a disembodied angelic.
Oh. You get credit. That's fine. All right. Well, we apologize for your difficulties, but I'm glad you could still come and enjoy this wonderful discussion. Just, if we're talking and you want to say something, just, blow a whistle, wave a flag.
Blow a whistle.
Grab a whistle.
Blow the whistle.
I can't.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah, do that. All right. So does anybody else want to say anything before we get started on the second half of chapter 3, where we're talking about DNA? Tyler, you were not here with us last week. You missed out on some spicy descriptions of DNA, and also some super cool reminiscence of CDs, compact discs, as they are constantly referred to in the article. Even
forget about saying CDs.
That pissed me the fuck off, y'all, to no end. That pissed me off. You go to the lengths of explaining what a CD is so you can then condense it so people don't have to say compact disc, but then you continue to spell compact disc. And that's exactly how I feel.
Yeah, they did it the exact opposite way.
Oh my God, you guys crack me up.
Darth Vader. Luke.
Oh my God.
Luke, I am your father.
I can already tell this is going to be a great night, everybody. This is going to be a great night. Oh, no. All right. Well, anyways.
I muted my mic. I'm sorry, guys.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Satan is over here. Get out of here, devil. No. Satan, I refuse. Please, Satan. Let me live.
All right. You guys ready for this?
I'm ready for it.
So we are talking about
Jay, love you.
chapter 3. Hey Jay. Be like Dan. He says don't be like him, but Dan's cool. Where did the instructions come from is one of the major questions that we have to answer in order to determine the origin of life. So we got halfway through it. It got spicy, describing how awesome apparently DNA is. And then we left off at machines in motion, where they're about to describe how it all comes together.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
Paint the picture for me, please.
Oh, let me read.
You want to read?
Yes.
You need somebody besides me to read.
I'll just read a little bit.
Okay.
Machines in motion. As you stand there in the quiet, you find yourself wondering if this nucleus in a cell is really as still as a museum. And you notice another display above a glass case containing a length of model DNA is a sign that reads, "Push button for demonstration." You push the button, and the narrator explains, DNA has at least two very important jobs. The first is called replication. DNA has to be copied so that every new cell will have a complete copy of the same genetic information. Please watch the simulation.
Ooh. Fuck yeah, man.
Please watch this simulation. Dude, the
Is
writers of this
anybody-
Watchtower is making us imagine a simulation. This is top-notch writing.
That was dumb. Not me, but
I feel-
what I just read.
I feel like they were trying to make us think of Jurassic Park. I really
Yeah,
feel like
kind of.
that's what they were-
DNA.
This reminds me of the Rick and Morty episode
Dino DNA.
there's a theme park and a homeless person.
I just read that and I don't understand what I just read.
Pirates of the Pancreas.
Yes, this is what this reminds me of.
Yeah.
Like,
Or
completely.
the Magic School Bus. Like, I've been getting Magic
Yeah.
School Bus vibes this whole time, although that show was way more interesting than this.
Yeah, I like when it, I like
more interesting.
I like when they went to the colon. That was one of my favorite episodes. That was in the bowels of that. Oh, I forgot who they was in.
Who it was in?
They almost got pooped out.
You're not confusing this with the Rick and Morty episode?
No, they almost got pooped
They
out.
stole all that from Magic School Bus. Rick and Morty stole it from Magic School Bus.
Oh, I know, but
Miss
still.
Frizzle did it first.
Man, Miss Frizzle can get it.
Miss Frizzle was not a good teacher.
No, she took way too many risks.
Excuse me? How dare you?
Man, if I got a call, man, you imagine you find out your kid's been snatched up and take places all day.
Hey, they made it back every day and they learned something. So the results would say otherwise.
Man, I don't even want my kid to go up the street, let alone go to the moon without me.
Even if they came back and you'd never know the difference?
Yeah, true, because their parents never checked in on them.
Could be doing it right now. You're not looking at them.
See, the thing is,
Well,
all those
much
kids
did-
went home and told their parents what happened at their magic school bus class, and the parents were like, yeah, sure, you went to the
What
moon
makes you
today."
think
But hold on, though,
wouldn't
but-
have made a deal with these parents and that they're all on the level?
But what about the rest of the school?
This is what private school gets you.
I mean, are they the only kids in the school?
Do they have to keep it a secret from their parents, or their parents didn't know about it?
The,
You know,
the
that's what
school
I'm
district
saying.
can't afford more than one magic school bus. These are
Imagine-
very expensive.
Imagine you in a class across the hallway, and you ain't got Miss Frizzle.
Oh man.
Every time.
You should have been in the gifted and talented class.
Probably. Okay.
Except that perhaps one child was told, although you qualify for the advanced class, it's full. Sorry. and then I
Yeah.
had to go back to the other.
Because it made its quota for diversity in there.
Sorry
They had
about
everybody in
I
there.
mean, it could be, but also I remember schools being very packed when I went there. There was a lot of kids there. Like when I went to community college, there were less.
Did you hear that, Dive Stopper?
What was that?
Oh,
Hear
okay.
what?
What I said.
Something about diversity.
Yeah, it made its quota. They had everybody in there.
Yeah, I heard it.
I got the joke.
I wasn't talking to you.
I got it. It's funny.
me and Dive Stopper are down here having our own conversation.
Oh, okay. All right.
Even though he's supposed to be reading this thing.
I thought you
I'm
were
supposed
reading
to be reading
it.
this thing. You're supposed to be reading this thing.
You're only reading the first paragraph, is that
You're
it?
making diversity jokes over here.
Let's swap in and out. Ew, come on. Dive Stopper. Take this machine in motion. Me and you together.
All right, where are we at? We're at through a door.
Yeah.
Through a door at one end of the display comes a complex-looking machine. It is actually a cluster of robots closely linked together. The machine goes to the DNA, attaches itself, and begins to move along the DNA as a train might follow a track. It moves a little too fast for you to see exactly what it is doing,
Oh, bet it does.
but you can easily see that behind it there are now 2 complete DNA ropes instead of 1.
Two.
I think you should scroll up and see what they're talking about. That diagram.
1 gram of DNA carries as much information as 1 trillion compact discs.
Boy, that looks like a penis.
Compact discs? Boy,
No.
they didn't just say CD.
They did say CD. I just read it as compact disc on purpose.
Why it kind of look like? Why it look like that?
Why does it look like that? Indeed.
I don't even know what I'm looking at. What am I looking at?
This is a scorpion uterus.
It does look like a scorpion, doesn't it?
It looks like a uterus or a transformer, but it's but it's like a penis transformer.
It's like a uterus transformed into a scorpion.
Yeah, or a transformer.
Right.
Organs in disguise. I'm going home. See y'all later. Peace out.
Scorpio.
So I did want to point out something about this. Obviously this is just a diagram, and I hope nobody here actually thinks that this is really what it looks like exactly. This is just a representation of it, and it goes in. There are enzymes that unzip and pull apart the DNA, and then there's there's a lot going on. But they don't have hinges. Like, hinges aren't a thing in biology. It might look like a big blob, and in fact, I think I might have a diagram of like how they describe that same image in my biology textbook in college. But it's not like it doesn't have hinges. I just want to make sure we know that.
Yeah, I'm going off what the book say.
There's no hinges in
Very
microbiology.
artistic take to this.
Whatever the book says is true. So
They use their imagination.
Divine imagination.
Hold on a second. I'm trying to pull up. Come on, you piece of. Okay, let me just show you really quick. I have here. Not wildly different, right? Like it's still got the general same idea. It's a little more
Wow, it's different.
Anal beads.
Yeah.
Tea.
What
What is that? It looks like spinal cord.
Is this in this same watchtower?
Spinal cord.
No. This is the process of DNA translation from my biology book. So
how come theirs look different?
How come the oversimplified and one that fits the analogy
This
that they're
one's
trying
wrong.
to make better in their
This
rendition?
one's wrong. This one's wrong. I'm believing
Mine from the biology book.
Yeah, that was wrong.
Like, you see so you see these, like, how it's like little coiled, right? These are representing tRNA, which is a very specific, important thing that transports things, but it's also in the family of RNA, right? Which is a single version of DNA. DNA is right? And they describe all of this stuff in the previous chapters before we get to this, right? And they're just trying to actually represent it to what they've scanned, micro scanned and visualized in some kind of microscopic way, that they kind of have this shape.
The
And so
average person does not have this knowledge.
I am aware of that, but what I'm saying is
Oh,
there's
not about
more
you.
knowledge out there, and I'm trying to explain, like,
No. I was just agreeing with you saying when I said that the average person have this. I said, man, they good at it. They tricked them. Like, imagine you just the average person in Jehovah Witness, and you're looking at their book, and it's just
right. And
I
guess what I'm trying to say is, am I upset that they used an image that's not like it's really more fitting their visual, only because I know that their end goal is to then make it sound so complicated and then prove their point. Like it's done on purpose as a misrepresentation, as opposed to what, they're afraid for you to go to college for these kinds of reasons, right? I'm going to learn how this actually looks like and how this actually works. And then I'm going to go back and read theirs and be like, well, actually, that's not how that works. And so that just is the beginning of the chipping away and the picking apart of what they're trying to do, their propaganda. Yes, sir.
But even the ones that go off to college ain't even learning it.
College is what? Yes, is it?
They usually go to get something.
Is it important that you have teachers who actually know what they're talking about and care about things and have good information? You're only as good as the information that you have available. But you also have to actually want to learn things. So
but what I'm saying is, like, they're going off to college with the intentions to go do something else. And if they're in like a science class, they're not gonna try to, they're not gonna absorb it in as something that they need. So yeah, it sounds complicated. Then you go to the Jehovah's book, they both sound complicated. You say, oh, the Jehovah's Witness one sounds sciencey.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
And then they get down to the simple, then they get you down to the simple answer that makes sense. You say, yeah, I mean, whatever. And it sounds like they're doing science work, but they're really just making up jibber jabber jibber jab. Jim jab. Jib 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 jab.
And I think people just, it's what you find interesting that's going to get you there. And I'll be perfectly honest, there's not anything that you could be interested in and go to college and want to learn about that you then couldn't find reading in a Jehovah's Witness literature that you'd be like, well, that's not how that works. Right? Any topic, pick a topic in college, you learn about it in ways you didn't realize there was that much information about something. And then you really start to learn it in ways that helps you not just answer the questions you have, but ask better questions moving forward that you don't get from rehashing the same book over and over and over again. The Jehovah's Witnesses are limited to what they can do in their publications, just like a lot of other Christians, because if they have to, especially Jehovah's Witnesses, because they have to stick, they're literalists to a good degree anyway about the Bible, and the Bible doesn't change. We change.
It's the word of God.
Right, because obviously something that's perfect doesn't ever change when we constantly change all the time. Anyway, my point just being that it's meant to suppress your interest in things on purpose, because this is all superficial stuff, and the goal is to get you to not be interested.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this. As a person who don't believe, I don't find this interesting as much enough to absorb.
Whoa.
She said, F you. I don't like what you have to say. She probably just clicked the wrong button.
What were you saying, Tyler? Go ahead.
I forgot now. What was I talking about?
What were we talking about?
I said the average person like me, like, I hear it, but I'm not. It still doesn't make much of sense to me because I don't need it. I don't need the information. It's like, that's a little too much extra information for me to hold and also do the other stuff I'm trying to do. But luckily, I don't have. Luckily, I don't have. It's not crowded with religious stuff, so I'm able to just say, "Oh, I'll take your word for it." It seems like you're doing. Like I trust that you're doing the work over there on that information. While there, on the other end, I don't trust that they're doing the work because we're doing the work, and they're really not doing the work because they're being tricked into actually thinking that they're doing the work, and they're not doing the work. It's just being lied to over and over and over until it becomes the truth. Then there's no stopping them. What happened to you?
I fell.
Okay, I
Fell.
thought you got raptured.
Nope. Technical error. Anyways, didn't mean to
Or
go
a sign from above.
such a tangent. But anyways, there's no hinges. There's no hinges.
There are hinges. This book is clearly showing hinges.
They are indeed.
If you go back up to that illustration, the thing that is shooting the rope of DNA out looks very similar to things that normally shoot ropes of DNA out.
Yeah, I see the resemblance.
I'm telling you, somebody had a lot of fun making this article.
I could have sworn I told y'all it looked like a penis early on.
Oh,
How dare you?
nobody was saying you're disgusting
That's
for even suggesting
Wow.
that anybody was saying anything like that. You have to get your mind out of the gutter, brother.
Okay, so here they say, all right, I see CD.
You really, boy, Ryan? You really? What's up with the CD, Ryan? You really hung up on that.
I'm really like, dude, it was like a pet peeve or some shit they just fucking mess with. Where do we leave off?
Right there. Go.
the narrator explains.
Okay.
Yes.
Right there.
You may keep going.
Sure.
You can read a little more.
All
I'll
right.
jump in.
The narrator explains, this is a greatly simplified version of what goes on when DNA is replicated. A group of molecular machines called enzymes travel along the DNA, first splitting it in two, then using each strand as a template to make a new complementary strand. We cannot show you all the parts involved, such as the tiny device that runs ahead of the replication machine and snips one side of the DNA so that it can twirl around freely instead of getting wound up too tight. Nor can we show you how the DNA is proofread several times. Errors are detected and corrected to an amazing degree of accuracy. See the diagram on pages 16 and 17.
Wait, they're quoting as if they're quoting something, but they're quoting their own imaginary narrator to this museum they've designed. Like, this sounds like almost like a quote from one of these fancy schmancy scientists they keep quoting.
It's because this is a book of fiction. If it's fiction, it's fine to quote your imagination.
All right. Okay.
Who is that fuck? Oh, I see. They're quoting a narrator, which is themselves.
Yes, that button they wanted us to push to turn them on. That was the narrator that's now explaining all of this.
Yeah, that makes it seem as though like they're quoting a book or some kind of information from somewhere else, a source. No source, bitch, it's your imagination.
No, their source
it's the museum we made.
Diagram on 16
right.
17.
The frick?
Great. Sorry, you can continue. I just wanted to make that point. It did look like it was a source.
Tyler's eyes say it all.
Tyler, you want to pick up where I left off?
No, he doesn't. Can't you tell?
All right, I'll go to the end of the title. The narrator continues. What we can show you clearly is the speed. You noticed this robot moving at a pretty good clip, didn't you? Well, the actual enzyme machinery moves along the DNA track at a rate of about 100 rungs or base pairs every second. If the track were the size of a railroad track, this engine would be barreling along at the rate of over 50 miles per hour. In bacteria, these little replication machines can move 10 times faster than that. In the human cell, armies of hundreds of these replication machines go to work at different spots along the DNA track. They copy the entire genome in just 8 hours. See the box.
I'm sorry.
A molecule can be read and copied on page 20.
Wowsies.
Hmm.
50
Yeah.
miles per hour. That's faster than I can run.
It is fast.
So,
I could probably run faster than that.
You can run faster than that.
I bet you I could.
wait, if the tracks of the DNA were the size of a railroad track, then it would be 50 miles per hour. But in all reality, you take one step and you've already gone massively faster than it could do its thing.
True.
Just saying. I can also do
They
math.
could have
to make it
enlarged
sound
it to
slow.
something else. Like they could enlarge it to whatever they want. Like
Right. I can make it sound slow if I want to. It's impressively slow. Does that make you more
Impressively slow.
convinced?
Impressively slow.
yeah.
Wow, that's slower than any sloth or snail I've
So
ever seen.
impressive.
it. You know it. That's all I got.
Uh,
Yeah.
Or maybe if I unmute my mic.
Oh, didn't we saying stuff?
Yeah, I was saying y'all are devilish and y'all need to repent. Let me get on over here, get to reading real quick.
mhm.
Read that DNA, bruh.
Reading DNA. The DNA replicating robots trundle off the scene. Another machine appears. It too moves along a stretch of DNA and more slowly. You see the DNA rope enter one end of the machine and emerge from the other unchanged. But a single strand, a new one, it's coming out of separate openings in the machine like growing tails. What is going on? Oh!
Just the way you said that while me imagining Rope's DNA is just
What is going on? This is a good
What is going
We're
on?
edging. We're just edging Alpha
Oh.
Sub right now.
gotcha.
He's
I know
into
that's
it.
what-
He's
yeah.
into it.
Now that I know that's what's happening, go
Scroll
for it.
down just a little bit
Scroll down.
so I get the end of that paragraph. Oh, okay, never mind. Again, the narrator provides an explanation. DNA's second job is called transcription. DNA never leaves the safe shelter of the nucleus. So how can its genes, the recipe for all the protein your body is made of, ever be read and used? Well, these enzyme machines find a spot along the DNA where a gene has been switched on by chemical signs coming in from outside the cell nucleus. Then the machine uses a molecule called RNA, some long word to make a copy of that gene. RNA looks a lot like a thin strand of DNA, but it's different. Its
But it's
job is to pick up the information coded in the genes. The RNA gets that information while in the enzyme machine, then exits the nucleus and heads to one of the ribosomes where the information will be used to build a protein.
I really like the word. I like the word single. Can I get a tube of singles?
Single.
Single. Y'all single.
Can I just say it says that RNA looks a lot like a single strand of RNA, but it's different. I mean, it basically is a single strand of DNA. The only difference is it switches.
Why is it married?
Two of the acids.
Thymine to uracil. So ATCG, right? We talked about that last time. They mentioned it as well. The adenine, cytosine, guanine, and thymine. They bind together very specifically. A to T, C to G, always. That's how the ladder gets built. The only difference is in RNA, it's instead of a T, a U gets put in there for uracil. And it's just teensy-weensy. It's basically the same molecule flipped the other direction. With like subtle changes. That's it. That's the difference. And yet that teeny tiny, itty bitty, weeny little bitty difference is what allows it to function differently. And therefore aid the transcription translation of DNA.
You learn a little bit, you know a little more.
You just reminded me of the song "Itsy Bitsy Teeny Weeny."
I won't remember none of this tomorrow.
It's okay. You know.
I'm definitely a Scientologist after learning all this. You convinced me.
I convinced you.
I'm kind of upset. I really got let down by that. That really let me down.
Scientology?
Like, I was like,
when we found out it wasn't about science.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
I know.
When
I first heard about it, I thought so too. I was like, oh, is it about something?
And I thought people were messing with me when they're like, oh yeah, the guy that's invented it wrote a novel, a fiction novel. And I was like, what? You're
I said, oh, I thought this was just I thought it was just the people just I imagine like a library and everybody's learning stuff and constantly reading books and
that's what I thought.
I thought that's what that was. I didn't know they were just in there doing the same thing the other people are doing.
Yeah.
Oh,
sit around and learn science all day. This is awesome.
Oh, hey,
does anyone else want to read? You guys want me to read? What do you want?
Where were we at? Why don't you read for us, Dr. Time?
Let's go down too far.
There, as you watch.
Yes, that's where we're at.
Yeah. Okay. As you watch the demonstration, you are filled with wonder. You are deeply, deeply impressed by this museum and the ingenuity of those who designed and built it. It's machines. What if this entire place with all its exhibits could be set in motion, demonstrating all the thousands upon thousands of tasks that go into the human cell at the same time? What an awe-inspiring spectacle that would be. You realize, though, that all these processes carried out by teeny, tiny, complex, little bitty machines are actually going on right now in your own 100,000 times billion, trillion, quadrillion cells. Your DNA is being read, providing directions to building the hundreds of thousands of different proteins that make up your body. It's enzymes, tissues, organs, and so on and so on and so on. Right now, your DNA is being copied, proofread for errors, so that is a fresh set of directions. Wait, what the fuck? Should I read that? Right now, your DNA is being copied and proofread for errors, so that is a fresh set of directions is there to be read in each new cell.
You having a stroke?
I think so. And
that's it for that.
Are you filled with wonder and deeply impressed? And
I feel filled.
Ingenuity
I'm
of
going on
grand
a ride.
creator that made all this stuff.
I'm going on a ride. I feel like I've been on a journey.
I feel like I'm finding my way back to Jehovah.
I'm at a theme park. I'm at a Disney theme park, and I am just inside the Magic Kingdom, looking around.
That is Jehovah.
I guess my thought would be your DNA isn't. I think the word read or read is a bad way of putting things to make people understand what's actually happening, because you don't.
It insinuates a lot, doesn't it? Like
yes, it does.
Anthropomorphizing chemistry.
Yes, exactly, because it's not nothing's being read. No. It's just chemical reaction.
It's just chemistry. It's just things that attract because of the polarization of the molecules, the plus and the minus magnetism, basically, of the molecules that makes one want to bind with another. Some bonds are stronger than other bonds.
That sounds spiritual. Speak that word, preach. Preach. I feel it. Come on, keep speaking the good word.
No,
Come on, preach to us some more.
I don't want to.
Preach us to us more, please. Spread more of your
Praise
spread
Charles
more of
Darwin.
your science gospel. You're in a religion too.
Am I? I'm not very good at it. I don't think.
Yeah, you have faith too. Science is your new
I
bag.
have faith that what I've learned about biology, chemistry, the natural world around me, and the human body, that I have probably reached my peak mental capacity, and it's just downhill from here. So, yeah, I'm probably going to just trust that this is right and all that other bullshit is wrong and keep hanging on to it because I know I'm just declining from here.
I'm gonna attach all my sense of self-worth to my
Oh my
and
goodness,
identity to
guys!
this.
Look at Alpha Sub's position.
My position. Hang on, I'm not even looking at myself right now.
Because he's sandwiched between you and me, or
That is not where he belongs.
Oh, I'm supposed to be on bottom.
Yeah,
Right.
thanks. Get that guy out of here, man.
Honestly, it's probably better.
this is better.
No.
King of the top. That's fine.
Oh.
Lead us, oh kingly one.
Come on, Moses. Come on,
Why
Moses.
don't you
Guys, I am gonna use the
what
bathroom.
we've
real quick.
learned by talking about this really informative. What is this? What do you call this?
Well, I don't know.
Pseudoscience?
Y'all brought this mess. Y'all brought this mess into my life. I was a happy, free-spirited guy. I never knew this. All I had was a surface level understanding of Jehovah Witness. Yeah, I'm glad.
And all they have is a surface level understanding of DNA. So
now you have an intimate level.
And the more I'm like, whoo, close. Oh my, that was close, boy. Oh man, that was close.
You learn nothing by looking at this transcription and how DNA is read. So we can just move on if you want. You can look at it later if you want. Well, now first I'll go. Did we tell him he could go?
No.
Not
He
permissive.
said something about to happen, and he walked off the screen. That's what he said.
Let's see.
So I don't know. I don't know if he got pulled off screen or.
You can read Dr. T.
All right. There's more stuff. Okay. How can a molecule that can be read and copied? How can DNA be read and copied so reliably? That's a good question, actually. The four chemical bases used in the DNA ladder, A, T, G, and C, form the ladder's individual rungs by always pairing in the same way. A with T, except with RNA, and G with C. Therefore, if you have one side of the ladder, you know the other side of the ladder. This is also true. Where one side of the ladder reads GTCA, the other side must read CAGT. The partial rungs differ in length, but when they pair up their compartments, they make complete rungs of one uniform length. You guys want to actually see it? Just ask.
Well.
I have.
You mean you have a better picture than this?
I kind of do. Let's see if I can find it. Let me zoom in so you guys don't see my wackiness. You guys are just going to judge me.
We already judged you. Pull it on out. Let's see it all.
You've already been judged.
Come on.
You want to see it all? All right.
It's not even, come on.
All right. There it all be.
Jeez.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Wow.
I'm judging you way worse now.
Oh yeah.
It's way worse than you thought, right?
You should have never showed us this.
Oh my goodness.
So let's see if I can. Right. Remember when I was telling you that they had all the different shapes and they were trying to make stuff? These are protein shapes. These are different ways that the same protein can look different or combine proteins and
I
they'll
don't
shape
think we're
differently.
ever gonna win this war.
Wait, are you talking about protein folding?
I was just for a second. Just because I zoomed into it. So this is T, A, C, G, and they they have the phosphate sugar backbone. So this, where this little thing is, this is the deoxyribose piece of DNA. When they talk about deoxyribonuclease, this is the nucleotides, and this is the sugar phosphate backbone that
Atheists
kind of
need to make
holds.
more content.
So this is the ladder piece, and these are the rungs, right?
The amino acids are between.
Right, and you can see like thymine is like a kind of a smaller molecule, so is cytosine. Adenine, which binds to thymine, is a bigger one. This one, which binds to cytosine, is a bigger one, and they look very similar, do they not?
What
They
did you
look.
say it's what is it made out of? The side pieces again?
The backbone.
Yeah.
It's a deoxyribose is a sugar. It's this sugar molecule,
So
and then this is phosphate.
I'm so sweet that my DNA is sugar.
Yes, you need sugar.
I love it.
Okay,
That's what I thought you said.
Here is like an example of how they connect, right? And you can see like this little diagram over here showing how they line up. This is part, so like one is long, these are the long ones, these are the short ones. And then when you mix them all up, it starts to, to give you different codes. That's it. Mystery solved. I also have the basic building blocks of the other ones. Nucleic or lipids and sugars and steroids, and that's what all this stuff is just, if you guys want to know, these are all the essential amino acids.
I was just going through the chat, and a pasta babe, Linda James, said, did she just see a face in the DNA picture? And the reason I wanted to call attention to that is because I think I know what she's talking about, and I wanted to say something about it a minute ago.
Jehovah?
Yeah, it's like a goofy looking. It's like Brian Griffin from Family Guy, the dog. If he was on LSD or something. On the bottom right corner, there's the eyeball, and the 2 is his nose. Is this the face that you were talking about, a pasta babe?
Hey, Griffin.
Does anybody else see that?
I'm not high enough. I'm not high enough.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm seeing it, but
We not on what you on, dog stopper.
Man, somebody was mentioning a face in the DNA.
Later, you should screenshot it and outline it for us.
I'll screenshot right now. Hang on.
Between 2 and 4. What face am I seeing? Maybe I'm looking.
I don't know. I'm trying to cross my eyes a little to see it.
In the bottom right corner,
I'm looking at it, but
the black number
Brian
2
had a long nose. If Brian had like a long nose,
now what he's saying? Look at it. Where?
The black number 2 would be his nose.
The black number 2 would be his nose, right?
Loop and going in is the eyeball.
Oh!
Yeah.
I found them. I was looking at
where's
the whole
Waldo?
thing. I was looking at the whole thing, not just that spot right there. When you squint your eye, you can kind of see how it would be. Okay, I'm with you.
I don't know.
I see you got right. It's like right the 2. Are you trying to find his face out of the whole entire shape? It's not the whole entire shape. It's just where that 2 is. That 2 is the nose. The 2 is the nose. That white that breaks out is Brian's snout, and up there that corner is the little darker part is his eye, and his mouth is kind of half open right there. You gotta squint to see it, but you gotta have faith. You don't have enough faith, Ryan.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I see it. I said
you see it? Okay, you got faith. Okay, Dr. Time, have you seen it?
Yeah, I don't need faith. I can see it.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
That means you have faith. You just don't know.
You have faith. You have faith.
I have faith. That we all kind of see the same basic shape. Yes. And
you're not
let's move on. This is boring.
Sorry.
Thing is boring. That's what I mean.
Jeez.
The number 2 is the left eye to you. That's what she said.
No, move to the next. I mean, let's move on to the real text because this is boring. I'm bored.
This is much more interesting.
Do you guys want me to read this, or does anybody else want to read? Why do facts matter?
It's up to you. I'll read whenever you want me to.
Think you can make it sound sexy, Tyler?
You talking to me?
It's fine. You don't have to.
Okay, what you want me to read? Why do the facts matter?
Why did the facts matter?
Again, let us ask ourselves, where did all these instructions come from? The Bible suggests that this book is written, it's writing. What is that? Original. Oh, I don't be seeing. We know you ain't seen a word in a while, and they're just like, "Whoa, what is that new word?" The writing is originate. Is that really originate? That's it.
It does sound kind of dumb.
I ain't heard it in a while.
Yes. Yeah. Wow.
And it's writing originate with a superhuman. Is it me or they writing it weird?
It is. It does sound weird. Just start over.
Okay.
Again,
let's ask ourselves, where did all these instructions come from? The Bible suggests that this book and its writing originate with a superhuman author. Is that conclusion really out of date and unscientific?
Yes.
Consider this. Could humans ever build the museum just described?
Oh my God.
They would run into a real difficulty if they tried. Much about the human genome and how it functions is little understood as yet. Science is still trying to figure out where all the genes are and what they do. And the genes comprise only a small part of the DNA strand. What about all those long stretches that do not contain genes? Scientists have called those parts junk DNA. But more recently, they have been modifying that stance. Those parts may control how and to what extent the genes are used. And even if scientists could create a full model of the DNA and the machines that copy and proofread it, could they make it actually function as the real one does? Famous scientist Richard Feynman, is that right? Feynman?
Richard Feynman.
Feynman?
Yep.
Man, come on, man.
If you pronounce words with confidence, people will think that you're right.
Left these notes on a blackboard shortly before his death. What I cannot create, I do not understand. What? That's half. His candid humility is refreshing. And its statement, why do they do that? Why they hyphen the words like that?
Oh, they do hyphenate words a lot more than other publications that I've read.
like obvious true in the case of DNA. Scientists cannot create DNA with all its replication and transcript machinery, nor can they fully understand it yet. Some assert that they know this all came about by undirected chance and accidents. Does this evidence that you have considered really support such a conclusive what? What's
conclusion?
Conclusion. It's because they hype in the words.
The words of like that. It does make it hard to read it. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I take for granted that I got used to it as a child when reading this stuff.
Some learned men.
Learned. Yeah.
Some learned men have decided that the evidence points the other way. For example, Francis Crick, a scientist who helped discover DNA's double helix structure, decided that the molecule is far too organized to have come about through undirected events. He proposed that intelligent, extraterrestrial ETs may have been sent DNA to the Earth to help get life started here. More recently, noted philosopher Anthony Flew, who advocated atheism for 50 years, did an about face of sorts. At 81 years of age, he began to express a belief that some intelligence must have been at work in the creation of life. Why the change? A study of DNA? What if his new line of thought might prove unpopular among scientists? Flew reportedly answered, "That's too bad. My whole life has been guided by the principle ... to follow the evidence wherever it leads."
Real quick, I just wanted to say Francis Crick. It says a scientist helped discover DNA's double helix. He basically just confirmed what a woman had already discovered before him. Rosalind Franklin is her name. I just wanted to give her some credit.
She deserves credit for what she did. She also died in order to do what she did because she got exposed to a lot of radiation doing x-rays of DNA to get the picture, which gave them the shape, which helped them understand what they were looking at. And then they got basically published and got all the credit. So, yeah.
R.I.P. Rosalind Franklin and Mary Curie.
And Mary Curie. Same problem. Yeah. Also, I just want to point out Richard Feynman.
Yep.
What I cannot create, I do not understand. He also answered this question himself. The quote was taken from his blackboard at the time of his death, and right underneath it says, "Know how to solve every problem that has been solved." Like, totally misrepresented exactly what he was saying. Like,
they misrepresented it.
No, are we shocked? Don't know.
I can't believe it. I gotta call them. Say, did y'all know y'all misrepresented these people? Yes, we did.
Got a picture of the blackboard that he wrote those words. In cursive, damn it. No, I'm just
kidding. My mother-in-law wrote me a birthday card in cursive.
Yeah.
I could not read it.
Still can't figure it out.
It's like, yo, it's not that I can't read cursive. It's just that it depends on who is writing cursive. Some people just
every now and then
they just like let go and let their hand just guide them, and they don't care. I was like, what is that? It looks like they have like a line and a bunch of squigglies.
Yeah, I can read cursive. Every now and then you get something like memento or where are all these humps? They're like,
my lovely lady hump.
I also just want to point out some more anthropomorphizing here of biology.
Sign me up.
Francis Crick, a scientist who helped discover DNA's double helix structure, decided that this molecule is far too organized to have come about through undirected events. I misread my notes. Never mind. They make it sound like, by the way, that he's just deciding these things, and that's how science works. And while a very prominent scientist with a lot of credibility, like, I don't know, Watson and Crick might have gathered over the years, it doesn't, if they say something, if it doesn't hold up to the standards of the data and information that we have over time, people let it go. It's not like we have to keep saying it, and we keep nope, Darwin said this, and we have to hold true to that. We let it go. We move on. We go, guess he was wrong about that part of it.
Yeah, they think because they're starting from a position that they have the answer, and this is the answer. Yeah. We're on the position of we have no idea what the answer is. We're trying to figure out what it is. So of course you got to lower and change, and they're like, yeah, but that's easy though, man. So I say, hey man, don't worry about learning nothing. You just sit here and chill out, man. You know, or you can listen to Dr. Thomas to talk about DNA for hours on end. Or come be here with Jehovah.
I was just trying to write the word minimum in cursive is what I was doing.
Minimum.
I don't even write proper cursive.
Aluminium. Did we finish are we on facts and questions, or do we have more to read?
Not yet. There's one more paragraph. Y'all go down. Knock it out.
Who wants to read the last one? What do you think?
Alpha sub.
What do you think? Where does the Where does the evidence lead? Imagine you found a computer room in the heart of a factory. The computer is running a complex master program that directs all the workings of that factory. What is more, that program is constantly sending out instructions on how to build and maintain every machine there, and it is making copies of itself and proofreading them. What would that evidence lead you to conclude? That the computer and its program must have made themselves, or that they were produced by orderly, intelligent minds? Really, the evidence speaks for itself.
It truly does.
Isn't the idea of like artificial intelligence, or just as we understand artificial intelligence today, doing just that, like teaching itself things, learning from mistakes? Isn't that the goal, to get it to be able to kind of adapt to certain things and do that? And if we did, are we gods if we succeed?
Probably. I would say.
It just depends on how you want to define the word God.
Yeah.
I mean,
By their standard, yes, we are gods. According to JW's, yeah, we would be.
And are we worth worshiping?
And Mormons too.
No.
Definitely not worth worshiping.
See, that's where I get to. Like, okay,
I don't know about y'all, but I am.
Let's just say you're right.
Throw the whole race away. Just start over.
Not me.
If they're a woman, maybe they're worth worshiping.
Thanks.
Not me. I'm gonna be like, not me. Call me Noah. Never mind. Kill me. I'm not about that. No, I'm done. I forgot about that part. Like, am I man, if I was like right now, if let's say God was saying, hey man, I'm about to kill everybody, just gonna be you and your family, and you got to repopulate the earth. No, buddy, I'm not.
Leave.
No, sir. No, that's what you think about the Bruce Almighty. They never talk about that part. Like, it's gonna be weird.
Do you guys want to finish the facts and questions, or are we done? That's all we have to do.
Don't really see a need.
I'm just gonna say most of the facts.
They're just gonna repeat the same stuff we
really
just read.
badly worded. Yeah.
So wait,
I didn't want
is
to
that
say.
fact still true? Is this fact still true?
I wrote until when it doesn't. It depends on how you want to look at it.
I want to show on the next page.
Well, how much information does
The capacity to store information has no equal in today's computer age is only true if you take into account the tiny size that it is. And so if we're looking at the size of the space that we take up to store that information, then yes, it is true. But can we already store massive capacity, like beyond what DNA can store in our cells? Absolutely. We have lots of storage. We have cloud storage now. So, I mean, we have the ability to store more things. Do we have the ability to do it on the chemical level that DNA is doing it? No, but we might just surpass it and go straight to quantum. I don't know.
Don't speak that blasphemy in here. That's devil. That's devil talk there. You got a demon in you. You got a demon in you. Yes, that is. Good old demon.
On the next episode, we'll be exercising demons.
Exactly.
And I don't mean getting us. I don't mean getting demons out of us. I mean we're gonna have demons on treadmills.
Ellipticals, row machines, you name it. We got to work out that full bod.
I need to do
Exercising
some
demons.
mental gymnastics. It's been a while since I've done some yoga up there, so I need some mental gymnastics.
Oh no, you do yoga. You're inviting demons and spirits inside.
Yeah,
true.
Oh,
Can't do that.
impressed.
Dan's giving us money.
Yes, Dan is
Appreciate
giving
more money.
I like money.
I keep clicking off. Stop it. Sorry.
Take over the world. We're gonna take over the world. Funded by Dan.
That's a kiss to Dan.
Yes. Next week we're gonna do 4. There's only 5, you guys, so we're almost done. Has all life descended from a common ancestor? And they're gonna talk about evolution. And I'm just gonna say this right now. They're gonna misrepresent it.
What?
Oh, shocker! I know. Also, it's not the origin of life. I just want to point out the theory of evolution is not saying how life started.
What?
It is just saying this is the best explanation, and we have lots of evidence for it to explain how we have changed as a species over time. And then it kind of logically infers that we might have come from a non-life origin. So I don't really see what the point of going into this is, because they're just going to misrepresent it. But I do have a lot of really good things to say about the sources they cited. So I will try to make it interesting for you. I like evolution. I think evolution is exciting. I think evolution is exciting. Once I finally kind of understood it, like once it finally kind of clicked in my brain, I don't know, it was like, I can see it everywhere. It's happening right now. Everything we see, everything we do today in a million years is going to explain why the life that's there is there. And I get it. It took a while, but it is cool. It's very cool.
I like it. I enjoy learning it. I never really had the opportunity, so.
Poor Jehovah Witnesses.
I wasn't allowed to learn when I was a child.
I was allowed to learn. I had all the freedom to learn. I just didn't. I don't mean to brag about my restriction-free house.
The natural museums, and you take your kids to all the like science places and stuff they can go to.
Have them learn stuff?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy? That's not good for their faith.
No.
He tells
me. They know more stuff. They know a lot of stuff through YouTube and stuff. They won't go. They ain't ready to go to the Natural Museum. They'd be too scared.
They're not ready.
We took them to the Space Museum and other museums. We take them to other different museums and stuff like that. They just haven't been to the natural one.
Okay, maybe that's what I misunderstood.
Yeah, so they're pretty. We're like, no.
Just tell me when they get into the dinosaur phase, because that's my favorite phase.
Oh, they don't care about the dinosaurs.
They might. You never know.
All I want them to do is know about Jehovah. Oh, now they talked about that. They asked about dinosaurs and stuff like that, and I said, some people don't believe dinosaurs exist. They said, what? I said, yeah. Some people out there like that.
I know people who don't believe the dinosaurs ever existed because they're not mentioned in the Bible. If they had been real, they would have been mentioned in the Bible.
That's why I don't believe America is real.
True, right? Because you have to just use their logic to debunk shit. Like, honestly.
None of y'all are real. I don't ever mention any of y'all.
Right now.
All a simulation in a museum.
Yeah, in a big museum where things are 5,000 times their size, just like in the illustration.
And spicy. So spicy.
We could fit several of our ideas on a CD, a compact disc.
Your voice is just
killing me.
Yeah, me right there.
It's killing me. I need to go get some water. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Because if I ain't looking at you, I'm like, who is in here?
By the tulips.
Yeah.
By the window.
Yep, there you go.
Oh,
good.
Perfect. It has been Tiny Tim here.
Oh.
Well, thank you everybody for coming. I hope you guys had fun. I think we had fun today.
I
Talk
did, yes.
fun.
And I always learn something. Thank you. You do a great job. I appreciate everybody.
It was fun. You guys know I like literally work a 10-hour shift, and I get off and I shove food in my mouth and I put on some makeup and I get in front of this
I know. That's
and I do
lot.
this and I love it. It's great. It's like high energy, frazzled. So when I come on here and I'm all over the place, it's just because like I had a day, you know. But I enjoy doing this and I really like hanging out with you guys, and this is fun. So I want to keep.
I like it because I don't have to leave my house.
I mean, yeah, there's that too, right?
That's always good.
You just sit at home.
Thank you guys.
Not the which is over.
We're gonna talk offline, you guys. No, have a great evening, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Love
Goodbye.
you. Bye.
Goodbye.
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 Goodbye. Goodbye.